Welcome back, everyone. So I'm going to start off this episode by doing some side quests, taking a little break from the investigation. I'm going to start by going to the library because I remembered that I need some of those books that I left in there. And just as a reminder, I've played through this portion of the game before. I've never finished the game. I've never actually made it off this section of the map. So I do basically know what's happening in this town, although I'm fuzzy on quite a few parts.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
The knight in see-through armor.
Striking
Princess
it
Buttercup
rich!
with the blushing bottom. Stenticken. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Okay, I'm pretty sure this... where is it? I'm pretty sure the play is the important one. This one might also be, I'm not entirely sure, but I just grabbed all the ones that weren't like recipe books just in case. And I'll throw them into my backpack for now.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Somewhere on this side of town, there's a few things going on. I think it's like down here. There's like a fair or something.
Thank the Seven, you've secured the perimeter.
Have some pity. One coin or two, noble spirit? One coin or two? May the soul of Astarte smile upon you, kind stranger. Oh, I am a happy man, and certainly a humble one now. It turns out losing it all has its own share of benefits. Ah, a fool once was I, and ever seeking greater satisfaction than that which I already enjoyed. In my folly, I sought the counsel of those notorious Watcher statues on the western cliffs. Their guidance ruined any small fortune I might have had, but certainly granted me humility. I'd heard they were not to be trusted, that they gave fools advice to the fools who sought them, but somehow I believed that I was the exception. They told me that I would find fame and renown if I renounced my worldly possessions, all my worldly possessions, and became a great figure of piety and humility. Fire, the most thorough cleanser, was my method. But as my house burned in front of me, I felt no elevation, no piety, only the sudden weight of my own idiocy upon my very soul.
So, those statues told him he'd have to renounce his earthly possessions to become a spiritual leader, did they? Some of the richest people in the world are also some of the most miserable. Gold can purchase many things, but neither joy nor wisdom are among them.
In case you have forgotten, at the very beginning of the game, we found the journal of that man who the Watchers told him he could fly. So if we encounter these statues, I don't think I will trust them.
Cruel fortune.
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew! Again!
Have some pity.
like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
I almost forgot we can learn our new ability now.
Have some pity.
Performers, showmen, show all of them. Sicil, what you're made of. Beer and flatulence. You there! Sit! Stay a while. Right in front. I'll excite you. I'll delight you. I'll beguile you. I'll besmile you. I'm Cedric the Sensational, and I'm playing to an empty audience. Don't pity me. No, sir. Just a few years ago, I was the all-singing, all-dancing, all-sensational darling of the town. People came from far and wide just to witness my amazing act. When Reginald came, he brought some fantastic prop with him. Now, have you seen it? A talking head. Now, I never expected a silly gimmick like that to be my main competition. It seems even my usually choosy audience has been taken in by that hack's little gizmo. I'm a man of skill, sleight of hand, feats of wit, and pure entertainment. This curio is ruining what used to be an art. And even when there's no crowd to speak of, old Reggie still has at least one fan calling bravo and hee-haw. Sure as the sun sets, that one devotee attracts 5 more, and those 5 more all curious about the commotion. I don't know how he inspires such loyalty with less talent contained between his hat and his boots than I've in my crusty handkerchief. Big debut. And who are you supposed to be? Oh, I should have been one of the greats, but here I am gathering peasants to watch peasants perform broadside pageants for peanuts. No, really? I hadn't noticed. If not for this ridiculous condition, you'd know me as the king's favorite thespian. Don't you have an impressive library here in Sicil? I'm sure that beast of a librarian could rustle something up for you. Take it up with Katerina. She's the master of this pig circus after all. Come on! Come all! Can't you hear the stage calling you?
Zombie ate your dog? Orc sunk your ship? No matter! You're at Katerina's Fair, a veritable summer home for troubled minds. Won't you take a seat and let our esteemed entertainers whisk you off to a better place? Well, I'm Katerina the Fair, fairest first lady of the fair, of course. I do love making the acquaintance of my patrons, and who knows which of them might become one of my performers. I've an open stage in want of talent, and I've often found the best young performers among the rank and file of the audience. The theatre's favor has overcome you, has it? Marvelous! I do so love a fresh green talent ready to bloom. But I support players, not writers, you see. If you want to perform here, you'll have to find tried and true material. Check the library and see if any of the classics there interest you. I'd love to see a Source Hunters take on one of the old standards.
Show all of them! Sicil, what you're made of! Beer and flatulence.
Fantastic!
So I believe I actually have to study this text. Is this the right one? It's pretty short, fortunately. Yeah, that's a play. Okay, so I need to actually read this.
You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
My word!
So ardently craved creamy blues and gory reds that he ordered a
Fantastic!
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
And see the amazing
My
singing
word!
man. Sicil's only sentient
My word!
Fantastic!
Today,
You there! You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut.
My word! Fantastic!
I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself.
By the seven! What a tale!
Come one! Come all! Can't you?
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Of course, right away, my dear, just as fast as your boots can carry you. You found something decent to perform, I trust, and you've gathered enough actors to do it justice? Speak to Master Chaucer if you're ready for your debut. He alone can adequately prepare you for the stage.
Performers, showmen.
I need to
show
cram
all
again
of
real
the
quick. I'm nervous.
Sicil, what you're made of. Pardon, beer and flatulence.
My word! Fantastic!
By the seven! What a tale!
Performers, showmen, show all of the Sicil what you're made of. Pardon, beer and flatulence. What is it this time? Katerina's given the go-ahead, has she? Oh, very well then. Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather you whatever crowd of drunken yokels can be prevailed upon to watch you flail about on stage. Ready for your trial by fire, you mean? There's no more savage foe than an audience, my dear. But I'm sure you'll do just fine. May the show begin! Not planning on playing to an empty audience, are you? Wait until I've gathered some victims to witness the spectacle, and then you can begin. Any last words?
You hear distant mutterings of curiosity as a small crowd shuffles toward your stage. A few moments longer, and everyone will be seated. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is. Now, let's not be hasty. They may be dragging their feet, but your show is sure to knock the crowd's socks off. As soon as they settle into their seats, that is. The stage is yours.
Oh, I hope there's an encore.
The crowd seems to know the tale. They wholly approve of your beginning.
Bravo! Yeehaw!
The crowd is thrilled. Whatever will happen next is sure to excite them.
Fantastic!
The crowd seem quite impressed with your delivery. Keep it up.
Fantastic!
Simply marvelous.
The crowd gasps. They're on the edge of their seats. Go on. Push them over.
I hope there's an encore!
Gasps ring out across the audience. They must know how it ends. They simply must. The crowd explodes into applause and appreciation. You've woven them a tale of desperation and hope, and they're alive with the thrill of it.
Oh, they love us.
I haven't seen a show like that in years. I'm all a quiver.
Performers, showmen, show all of the... Sicil, what you're made of. Apart from beer and flatulence. What is it this time? Bravo! Bravo! Well, I'm certainly not afraid of admitting when I'm wrong. That was, well, nearly enjoyable. I suppose you've earned yourself a little something for your trouble. Wouldn't you agree?
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Of course you are. Entertainment is Katerina's #1 export to this gloomy town.
You there. You look like an actor. Just wait. What is it this time? Now, let's not make a scene. I already told you you were not exactly terrible. Katerina's given the go-ahead. Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather you whatever crowd of drunken yokels can be prevailed upon to watch you.
Did I get anything for doing that? Any experience? I didn't see any.
You there. You look like an actor just waiting for his big debut. What is it this time? Katerina's given... Tell me when you're ready to begin, and I'll show you to your places and gather you whatever crowd of drunken...
Fantastic! Bravo! Bravo!
Performers, showmen, show all of the... Sicil, what you're made of.
I suppose this was the one-man performance option. Oh well, I'm not sure what I gained from that.
Fantastic! My word!
Today, I think, a king. The great
You there! Take a seat. Prepare to laugh your head off, cry your eyes out, and teeter on the edge of your seat with an original tale from Stefan, the talking severed head.
Fantastic!
So ardently did he crave creamy blues and
That's
gory
right, a talking head. And he doesn't just talk. He'll weave you a yarn so fantastic, you'll be begging to hear just one more, and just one more. It's quite a story how I found him, too. I obtained this curio by some rather sensational means.
My word!
You see, I was diving in search of a rare medicinal sea herb. I volunteer at the local children's apothecary on weekends, in the shallows around Sicil's own Black Cove, when I spotted something amazing. The chest belonging to the fabled Captain Pontius. Though the chest was stuck fast, I summoned a swell of great strength and prized it free from the ancient rock. I had the treasure of a lifetime in my very hands, but then, slurp, gulp, I was swallowed by an ornery kraken that seemed to appear from nowhere. In the hubbub, I lost hold of my prize and watched it sink to the bottom of the beast's cavernous belly. Still, I feared only for a moment that all was futile. Before my mind's eye swam the faces of the many war widows and leprotic orphans who would be lost without my charitable support. I knew I had to live. Grabbing fast to the hilt of a cutlass that floated by at just that moment, I summoned all my strength to slash a great gash in the creature's gut. Freeing myself from my would-be tomb, I swam as quickly as I could, first to the surface and then to the shore. It was there, along the rocky beach, that I tripped over this talking head. Strange, isn't it? Ha! Yes, I know of that talentless bull. He was here entertaining the troops before I was brought in. I'm sure the hack simply bored his audience to tears until they cried for a replacement. Enter Reginald the Illusionist! We need our boys in red happy, relaxed, and ready to fight! Not wasting their energies cringing at a fool with a depressed rabbit in a borrowed hat.
My word!
I am Reginald the Illusionist, purveyor of the most amazing artifact in Andevale. This fantastical talking head. Catch the act while you can. This show will only remain in Sicil as long as there are Legion soldiers to entertain.
My word!
Ah, a familiar face. Come, watch the show. I promise it'll take your mind off beheading baddies, or whatever it is you do with all those muscles.
By the seven! What a tale!
The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this time
So I believe I can disrupt this show by making it rain.
who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour.
Fantastic!
Across his realm.
My word!
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of machines. It is said, and this I have heard from a ghost who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd
By the
himself,
seven!
that the
What a
king had a
tale!
great thirst for colour. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Oh, excuse me, I'm trying to prepare for the next show. I doubt I have to tell you that I am the amazing singing Stefan, the only sentient severed head in Sicil. My audience sings my praises from hill and dale. Psst, you're a source hunter, aren't you? Oh, bless the seven. Look, you've got to help me. I've been kidnapped. Pleasure to meet you. Now, please, Stefan has many fans to meet today. Psst, now help me. Take me to Reginald's cellar. There I will reveal everything. It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered. Get on with it then.
What do you think you are doing?
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this
Never
I have
rains
heard
when it
from a
pours,
ghost
eh?
who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that
Back
the
for
king...
more, I see. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. I think you've gotten quite familiar enough by now, thanks. Keep your paws in your pockets, if you please. Hard times, Lord Pinchpenny?
Don't ask me what the tale's about. I'm just here for the eye candy.
Don't ask me what the tale's about. I'm just here for the eye candy.
Fantastic!
I don't remember how to resolve this quest.
My word!
Fantastic!
Tricks are for kids.
Ha!
This here greatest illusion in Handeville.
Bravo! Yeehaw!
My word!
Just waiting for his big debut.
Fantastic!
Ah, a familiar face. Come, watch the... It seems even my usually choosy audience, and even when there's... I don't know how... Don't pity me when Reginald...
Fantastic!
My word!
Ah! You there!
Fantastic!
You don't look like someone who's ever been serenaded by a severed head.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. What do you call a source hunter who finds a way to draw a crowd away from where he or she would like to perform a clandestine operation? A resourceful hunter. Come now, it can't be that hard to find something to draw off the attention of this bleating herd.
Fantastic!
Come on, come
My
on,
word.
and see the amazing singing Stefan.
What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going on right in front of you. And look, there stands the world-famous Reginald the Entertainer. Better check it out if you don't want to miss the time of your life. Oh, I'm nothing but your average man taking in the best show I've ever seen. I'm amazed and astounded that for a meager gold coin or two, I can take in this first-rate entertainment all day long. Well, I've stumbled into quite the fine gig. I just let my appreciation for Reggie's work be known, and he slips me a few gold coins in return. My voice happens to carry pretty far. Cecile hears me. Cecile wants to see what the fuss is all about. And let me tell you, this amazing show just can't be beat.
Did he crave creamy blues and gory reds?
Fantastic!
That he ordered a contest across his realm.
Well, drawing a crowd's what I do best, and I'd be glad to do it for your little show. 100 gold up front, and yours will be the hottest ticket in Cecile.
It is said...
98, 99, 100. Looks like all's in order, Chief. So, ready for a bigger crowd than you can shake a stick at? Stand back and watch this.
And gory reds that he ordered a contest across his realm.
Come one! Come all! Can't you hear the stage calling you? Ah, a familiar face. A person whose sole job is to praise the performance and stir a crowd. A genius invention. No wonder Reginald has had such success. I knew his act couldn't have outshone mine on its merits alone. Please, you must hire him for me. Imagine the scowl on that conman's face when my rightful audience returns to me. A must-see event. Oh, can't you hear the stage?
My word.
What are you looking at me for? There's a great show going on, right? Well, I don't see why I should. Reginald and I have grown rather friendly, you know? And in any case, it'll be hard to pull myself away from this fantastic show.
Today, I think, a king. The great Sigurd and his rainbow of war machines. It is said, and this I have heard from those who knew Elba, who knew Elliot, who is said to have known Sigurd himself, that the king had a great thirst for colour. So ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds.
Now, no need to get bushy. I'll go give Cedric the old Gallagher treatment if you'll lay off.
Okay, I think there were two ways to resolve this. You can either pay him and go perform a show over here, or you can use those dialogue options to get him to go help Cedric, or whatever his name is.
Fantastic!
Ardently did he crave creamy blues and gory reds. that he ordered a contest across his realm. What? Where is everyone trotting off to? Don't they want to hear how the story ends? They haven't even heard the legend of the three-legged goat and the blind orphans of East End. What?
Strange! You appear to be my only client. Did the whole of Sicile eat some bad chicken, or what? Aye, these Sicilian cows wouldn't dare chew their cud without the full support of the herd. Without my crowd warmer, I can't attract a crowd for the life of me. I knew that fool could never have garnered so much as a guffaw on his own merits. I'll see to this matter immediately.
Okay,
What?
there we go.
Where is everyone trotting off to? Don't they want to hear how the story ends? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti... Oh, excuse me, It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered. Get on with it, then.
I want to read this book I purchased. I'm not sure if I had already found it before. Okay, that's something we already read. Let's see, he wants me to take him to Reginald's basement. I don't know where his basement is.
Not here, not now. We'll be better off speaking in the privacy of the cellar. There are eyes and ears everywhere. You know the healer's clinic, don't you? Oh, what's his name? Theliron. Yes, behind Theliron's house of healing, along the cliffs, you'll find Reginald's sparse little shack. There I know we won't be overheard. He keeps a spare key right near the place in a pen guarded by a rather lonely little sheep. You can't miss the bugger. Not here, not now. It won't be the worst.
Okay, I know where to take him now. So let's see. By this shop along the cliff, so it's one of these houses.
I've spotted something.
Oh!
I want to see if I can use a bucket with a well. That just makes a lot of sense.
The earth here seems to have been freshly fertilized and aerated. Obviously, someone has taken great care to maintain this gravesite. Are you sure you want to disturb it?
And a disgrace to whomever is maintaining this gravesite, too.
You step away from the grave.
I need a moment to reflect.
Your kindness is a great boon to our team.
Okay, I won't defile the grave, but let's check their barrels.
Oh!
A little privacy at last. Out of earshot of that contemptible jester. We can finally speak freely. Where shall we begin? My true name is Nick. In life, I was an entertainer aboard the ship of the famed Pontius Pirate. I once dared to defy him and he savagely beheaded me for the attempt. Little did I know the abuse was only beginning. A wandering sorcerer, mad as the day is long, found my severed head on the beach and resurrected me. I spent months in his company listening to him blather on about his every inane opinion. When I asked him to return my head to my body, it must be in the Black Cove still, he became enraged and tossed my head into the sea. Reginald stumbled upon me some days later and consigned me into his horrid little show. I know not how long I've been entertaining slack-jawed imbeciles at the Sicil Fair. All I know is I just can't take it anymore. More than anything. But the chances are so slim with the Black Cove utterly infested with Pontius's undead cronies. My poor lost body is among them, sightless and silent in their vile company. For all I know, they're using it as a coat rack. Traveller, if there were any way you would brave the cove's depths and reunite me with myself, you'd be doing me the only kindness I'd have received in as long as my poor memory serves. That charlatan doesn't have a lick of his own talent, so he begs, borrows and beats it from those of us with a real vision for the stage. What I wouldn't give to give old Reggie a swift kick in the jugglers. Oh, to have legs again. It won't be the worst indignation I've suffered.
Let's go talk to Cedric once more and see if he has anything to say. That was some decent experience.
Tis I, Reginald the Illusionist.
Well, that Gallagher is quite the performer. One of my own ilk. Sometimes all the flies need is a little honey, eh? and things are certainly buzzing around here.
Okay, I think that's the end of that quest until we find the guy's body. I'm going to go to this side of town now. Over here is the mortician. I'm going to talk to him.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
How the coast reminds me of my long fledgling. I sailed the sea.
You'll be concerned enough when you realize that reward money won't be lining your pocket.
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his death? Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the orcs and such like. I just concern myself with giving the remains a respectable exit from life. We set him to rest in the northern graveyard. Perhaps he can finally get a little peace. What about it? Didn't I just say we gave it a respectable send-off? Why are you giving me the third degree? Now, if you don't mind, I'm trying to run a business here.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
I don't know who that was talking. Okay, this is what I was looking for.
Looks like the mortician has reason to suspect Mayor Cecil, Captain Aureus, Evelyn, and Esmeralda of something.
You there! That's enough of that now!
Cold mistress.
I did not mean to cause a fight here. Am I able to flee? I want to see how angry he is at me if he'll attack me on sight. I didn't know walking into the back room was going to make him that angry. I knew going in here might.
That's enough of that now!
Oh yeah, he's pretty angry. I don't think that's enough.
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the...
I want to see if there's anything in his chest. I was hoping he would come downstairs and I could tie him up in conversation. Well, maybe we'll be able to handle that later. We'll go check out the graveyard now, since that book said that Jake's body went missing before he could bury it.
Looks like that dog is awfully
May the seven
agitated.
keep you.
Perhaps he wants to tell us something.
Here lies Kavanagh. Will they have Sisal pie in the afterlife?
This dog we met. How true a creature he is. How loyal and unwavering in its affections. His master is dead, but not even this, not even nature's great betrayal of life, stops his warm-heartedness from beating. Animals. Dog and deer, elk and eagle. We burden and butcher them, wretches that we are. These pillars of creation, we topple them, though their spirits are so very pure. They do not scheme, they do not deceive. Perfidy, that is the human condition. This kind, this trusty beast, he is man's best friend, though man does not deserve one. You are not of the same mind because you are human, all too human. And deep down you place trust in your fellows. But one day a stab in the back will tell you I am right. I know, for I have lain on silken cushions in marble palaces, and I have lain on wet leaves in soggy forests. Vastly do I prefer the latter. Oh, the occasional thorn may pierce your skin, but at least you are aware the sting is not that of a poisoned needle hidden by aspiring rivals. In the animal kingdom only one is free. Beware the wolf, yes, beware the bear, but their rules are honest. The kingdoms of man, they are built upon the blood of the ones not strong enough to lay claim to power. This dog, it is a creature worthy of your affection. The ones you see around you, the men and women of this world, they are not.
Here lies Jake. Please do not disturb.
What trickery is this? That's not Jake.
It's a rotting sheep's corpse.
May the
It
seven
seems someone
keep you.
snatched Jake's body.
Peace be with you, traveller. May your lost loved ones rest in peace. I once lived a prosperous life with my husband and our happy little daughter, Loni. But when the undead plague broke out, my dear husband was among the first killed. Loni never recovered from the loss. And when a group of mercenaries, predators, more aptly called, came to town dangling the opportunity to annihilate those undead devils, Loni lapped up their rhetoric and joined without so much as a backward glance.
I wonder if she's talking about the Fantastic Five, Fabulous Five, or whatever.
She was killed less than a week after she joined. Here she lies, and here I stand, mourning the death of my last joy.
Okay. Finally something a little interesting in this town, but I'm going to end the episode right here. And next time we will explore this cave. I'll see you then.